Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say other than God is so good. I would have to say everything in my garden is at its spring peak right now, and I have so much to show you since last week's garden tour. Let me show you my beautiful hollyhocks. What a gift this is to have my hollyhocks bloom, especially after they went through so much rust and I was gonna rip them out of the ground, but I didn't give up. I bought these hollyhocks at a plant sale. They were super, super tiny. I think I paid 50 cents for them. I had no idea what color they were gonna be. Look at them, aren't they just beautiful? It was totally worth all the anguish from the rust I had to deal with. Hollyhocks are definitely prone to rust, and you can see where I cut off all the leaves and there's still signs of rust in the stems. But I didn't give up, and I am so happy. These are so beautiful, and they definitely give my garden a cottage feel. And my sunflower is blooming as well. Oh my goodness. I actually feel like my garden looks like a cottage garden. So you see why this is exactly why I'm doing these weekly Sunday morning garden tours. My larkspur, oh, it's just so beautiful. I keep pinching off the seed pods to prolong them so they last longer. And there's still so many buds on them. I know I have more blooms, but look at, I have so much to show you. My sweet peas are finally in full bloom and they are beautiful. Just last week, these were not here. And who knows, they may not be here next week. That's why I want to show you now. Oh, they're just so delicate and whimsical and cottage garden. I really feel so excited this year because I've always wanted a whimsical cottage style garden, but I live in the city. But I feel this year I'm finally getting that gift. And look at my beautiful tropical milkweed. Last week there was just little buds. Now it's at its blooming peak. Besides the sweet peas and tropical milkweed, I'm also growing a Supertunia Vista Bubblegum, which I think has doubled in size since my last garden tour. Look at Abby just sunbathing. And I also have two chartreuse green sweet potato vines. I think the combination of chartreuse green and pink is just so colorful. And yeah, the sweet potato vine has definitely doubled in size as well. Oh my goodness, my verbena is collapsing. It's getting so big. Let me stick that right there. Look at my beautiful bougainvillea. I searched and searched for this particular color. It's not very common to find this purple color. It's called Elizabeth Arden, I believe, but it has the name Elizabeth. I can't forget that. And did you know that these are not flowers at all? These are called bracts. The flower is actually the little teeny yellow thing inside. And when all these flowers fall off, it looks like a carpet of snow. See? Look at the little yellow thing inside there. That's the actual flower. The surrounding is just like a colored leaf. You could see the leaf. It has veins in it. So I just thought that was kind of interesting to know. But this is the second year. I just planted that this last year, and I didn't pay very much. I got the little teeny pot and it was only this tall, and then it just shot out all these branches, and I couldn't be more pleased. This is like my heaven, my sanctuary. This is the place where I find God, and I can't deny everything God created because it's just so beautiful. How could you deny his creation and how amazing he is? Sorry for crying, but when I'm in my garden, I just get so close to the Holy Spirit. How could I not? Look what I'm surrounded by. And I appreciate the gift that he has blessed me with. I really, really do. I just am so, wow, God, you let me have this. It's so beautiful. Okay, enough mushy stuff. On with the garden tour. Here's something else that's new. I just got done planting Vinca. I always grow Vinca in my garden because it performs so well for me. I have some Supertunia Vista lovey-dovey here, some Canterbury bells that are getting taller, and a dahlia. And yes, I am getting a bistro set there, thanks to all my viewers who also helped me decide on the color for that. A lot of you suggested a blue or a turquoise. See all my beautiful Vinca? And inside these hanging baskets, I have Wave Petunias. They grow so well for me in California Garden Zone 9B. And look at, they've already gotten bigger since last week. Inside this vintage bathtub, I have Proven Winners Supertunia Vista Bubblegum in the center and Jazzberry on the sides. And if you look, I have snapdragons that are also coming back from seed. Look at all the snapdragons. I know they don't like the heat, so I'm not quite sure how long those will last, but nevertheless, I couldn't be more pleased. Freya the farmer with her farm animals, her lamb and her little piggy. I should name them. Didn't even think of that. And I planted more Vinca in my little miniature cottage garden. I used to plant Vinca in the pots below, but this year I think I'm going to put succulents in there just to give it a little pop of green color and to add more texture. And if you look, my larkspur in my cottage garden is about to bloom. That's definitely gonna make this little cottage garden look like a cottage garden. All this larkspur came back from seed. I just harvested seeds from the other side of my garden and sprinkled them over here, and miraculously they just came up. It's so soft and fluffy. I like to pet it. Also this week, I did do some planting over here, just trying to get this area ready. Do you remember when I went to the nursery and John bought me this pot? Well, inside I put a coleus. And John also bought me that other brown pot, and just kind of getting this area ready. But besides a bistro set, you know what other idea popped into my brain? Oh my goodness, what about a water fountain? Okay, I'm getting carried away, but this would also be a perfect spot for a watering fountain. Maybe one right here with the chairs in front or the bistro set in front. Who knows, but my wheels are definitely spinning and the garden is always changing thanks to this crazy imagination. So here's the backside view of this corner. I don't really show this area in my garden too much because it's just like a weird spot and there's not too much growing here. But yeah, this is the other brown pot that John got me, and I have a cordyline. It's kind of pink, and a lot of succulents. And succulents for me are low maintenance because I'm 62, and what I've been learning is I'm getting tired in my senior age, my old senior age, and succulents for me as an older person, they just require less maintenance, less watering, because I don't have drip irrigation. I water everything by hand. So if you're older like I am and you want to add color to your garden without all the work and fuss, succulents are the way to go, my friends. And they come in so many different textures and colors, and they want to be left alone, honestly. So that's perfect for me. I have annuals, but then I also have low maintenance area to give me a break. This area over here I call my Dollar Tree fairy garden because all the decorations came from the Dollar Tree. I just tipped over an old vintage bucket and threw some gravel down so it kind of looks like the gravel is spilling out of the bucket. And I know these aren't stepping stones, but I call them my Dollar Tree stepping stones. They're just little decor you can find at the Dollar Tree. Behind that chair and bottle tree is a Mahonia soft caress. And I make bottle trees just by hammering rebar into the ground, and then I place a colored bottle on top, something that I can pick up at the thrift store or the dollar store. I painted those doors. And this is one of those rock purslane succulents. It makes these beautiful pink flowers on these long shoots. And I know a lot of people have been asking me if this Proven Winners Supertunia Vista Bubblegum is multiple plants. No, my friends, this is one plant only. My secret this year, I started using a liquid fertilizer once a week, and I've really noticed the difference. I use a fish emulsion. I call this area my succulent propagation station. It's framed between my Japanese maple and my beautiful white Natchez crepe myrtle. Now I'm supposed to have a yellow bistro set, one that all of my viewers helped me pick out. It was supposed to be here Friday night, but it didn't arrive. But hopefully in next week's garden tour, you will see it. This is just an area where I propagate succulents and I start seeds and just make the most of my space. It's 3 benches that are just stacked on top of one another, and I painted them pretty bright colors, and I propagate succulents here. And I call that area my water fountain garden. Up both sides of the arbor, I'm growing a clematis. Because my garden is so small, I like to have different little vignettes or little rooms or areas just to kind of make it interesting and whimsical. Here's another view of my water fountain garden. You know, adding this water feature was a total game changer. It definitely brought birds in. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's garden tour, and I hope you have a beautiful day in your garden too. Bye.